Janeen, you say that your company, Indiggo, delivers a return on leadership, and that's a very interesting line, but what does it really mean?
So return on leadership, we are an AI-driven tech platform and approach that unlocks the massive under-leveraged leadership capacity in large organizations. As we all know, leadership makes or breaks any endeavor, any organization. And we're leading through unprecedented times. It is harder than ever to deliver on what matters, yet it's more important than ever to deliver on what matters. And leaders are overwhelmed. We have so much coming at us at one time, and it's very hard to really, on the fly, in an agile manner, understand what priorities to really focus on. We integrate into their day in a way that's very inobtrusive, and they don't have to remember to use Indiggo. We're actually integrated into where they work, and we give these little nudges at the right time, not too much, not too little. The day after you get onto Indiggo, every single manager has clarity on what their top 3 priorities are as it relates to strategy for that given month.
And I think that the technology helps to keep everybody, as you say, aligned to those goals. But there's the human element. Even though you have this technology support, some people are not going to still follow those tech reminders that it's time to do this on the timetable. How do you deal with that?
It really is a top-down and bottom-up approach in the sense that it must be the CEO, CXO of the organization that says, you know what, we need to look at the way we're leading and managing. It's a message that all the managers at every level are going to hear. This is what we're doing. Having some guardrails and guidelines about, I know what my priorities are. They're connected to my business unit's priorities, and I know what those are. So I'm making these decisions in a context. I'm not trying to decide in a vacuum of too much.
So how do you measure success in something like this? How do you know you've hit your targets?
I love that question because we already find success literally in the day after you get onto Indiggo. Because just the fact of having a critical mass of your managers walking around knowing what their top priorities are is already a massive transformation. Then, because of the transparency, everyone knowing what one another's priorities are, it's almost revolutionary.
So who are your customers? What kinds of companies are coming to you for your help?
Our focus really is Fortune 500, the bigger the better, actually, because large enterprises really do need this transparency, this global transparency about what everyone is planning to focus on in order to execute better.
So you came to the Fortune CEO Initiative conference where everyone was talking about what it takes to be a better leader.
Yeah.
How would you say that your Indiggo software helps people become a better leader?
We believe that the most important role of a leader is to know what's important and to help others get the important things done well. Because you can be inspirational, you can be visionary, you can have a lot of qualities as a leader, but if you're not executing on the few things that matter most, nothing else matters. I was inspired by the level of authenticity of some of the people who spoke and who shared. What I was thinking when I heard some of them speak is, it's great and you should take a stand and change the world. At the same time, your world comes first, right? You have to look at how healthy your organization is before you can have an authentic impact outside on the world. It's rare to find authentic leaders that aren't just saying what they're supposed to say on stage, but seem to actually mean what they say and care about it. And there were a few people that got up there, and I could tell that they actually meant what they were saying. And that was really inspiring to me, to see that they weren't just up there saying, oh, we care about diversity of women, or I care about my people. They really meant it, and I think that it was just a really great thing to see.
I know you're gathering a lot of data from all of these engagements. What kind of leadership data are you getting?
A lot of the data that we use around leadership is through surveys. And as we all know, surveys are based on perceptions and not really on reality. But the data we're gathering, it's actually what leaders are doing versus what they say they do. And we need many, many more leaders on our platform to really start getting enough data. But it's very different in the way that we're gathering it. And it's really going to be about action versus theory.
As we look ahead to the next CEO initiative, what more would you like to learn and see?
I really do believe that we talk about a lot of the things that surround leadership, but I'm not sure we're talking enough about leading in today's world. How do we lead differently? And I know that there were some fantastic conversations about that at this conference. I'd love to dive more into the core and the heart of driving that.